Hey guys, welcome back to the 5-Hour Show. I'm your host Raymond, and as you can see here, Eureka, success. We were able to disassemble the pin assembly for the Optimus Prime. So as you can see here, as a recap, we have the outer pin, or the outer pin holder. I'm not sure what this part is, but there's that pin. Here's the tires. Here is the inside washer. It's like a flange washer. This thing stays and will get lost easily, but this thing rests inside of Optimus Prime's waist. So we'll pull it apart again so you can see. There's the washers. Here's the center section. And here are the thighs. So as I contemplate and think even deeper, there is not much to work with, which is frightening. But the plan is that we have to make 2 cuts, 2 precise, perfect cuts on each one. And one of them would be here, and the other one would be around the kneecap section. And unfortunately, it's going to hit that gap. So that means it's going to be just a little bit more challenging than I thought, of course. But we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do it a little higher above this gap. So that's the only thing I can think of. So again, there's not enough to work with, but we got to do something. We already started. Let's try. Succeed or fail, we're going to do it. And, you know, put those aside for now, because we got a lot of thinking to do about that. My main wish was to completely disassemble it. And from my experience now, I don't think these were sonically welded. I mean, they could have been, I don't know, but I don't think they were. What I think instead was done, these were placed in there with compression. That's what I believe now. I think these were compressed, and that's simply it. Now, compressing and sonic welding could be the same thing. I don't know. I don't think so, but that's my belief, is that this was compressed, and it is plausible. I do believe it could have been done that way. And with a little bit of WD-40, you guys can do the same thing. I wanted to disassemble this pin so bad for so long that I bought many primes, so that in case I broke anything or any one part, I could replace those parts. But here we are today with part 2 of our Optimus Prime restoration modification. What are we going to do today? Well, for one, we're not going to need any of these parts today. I mean, these are probably some of the last pieces we're going to be worrying about. These are the main piece I'm worrying about, but these are the last pieces I'm worried about. And so now I have the legs here. So today what I want to do is 2 things. I want to disassemble the leg assembly. Again, we'll disassemble the leg assembly. And we're going to remove the feet, the metal feet. And I will attempt to remove these tires. Okay. With that, let's get started on removing the screws and disassembling the leg. The others seem to be machine screws. Oh, well, you know, actually they might be about the same. Well, the one on the foot is a little longer. The ones for the legs are a little shorter. But here we are, our foot. And so there's that. So let's put these aside. Let's do the same thing for the other one. Here we go. So these are the pieces that we'll be focusing on today. All right, and so let's put away our screws. So out of the picture those go. And now let's focus. We'll start on these in a little bit, but let's focus on these for a second. So one of the things we're gonna need is, of course, WD-40 from Japan, Cure. So what I'll do is I already got it on my hands, but there's two things. So as you can see, the inside, those two wheels are here. This one has an elongated peg as opposed to this one, which has a shorter one. You can tell, you can see that. Okay, so we're gonna have to squirt in here. Sorry about that, guys. And you know, one of the things I want to do was remove the sticker as well on these feet. This stuff doesn't really stink, but the wife doesn't really like it either. Now we have our pieces of wood here, and one of the things is that, well, you're gonna have to have something to sort of, I do have a vice grip, but let's get our pin punch and our tiny hammer. You don't need a massive hammer, you just need a little one. And we will put the pin in there, and we will hopefully not break it. And I heard something. Yes, there we go, guys. There is the pin that holds the wheel. There is the wheel unscathed and in perfect condition. Here is what it looks like without it. So let's proceed to take out the other one very carefully. It is only, here, let me see if I can just do this. Yeah, there we go. So that might be a little tricky, so I will, there we go. It's only when you succeed that you get a little cocky. When you get cocky, things tend to mess up. So luckily that can go in, but I am going to have to hold it. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Eureka, success. The leg part has been removed. And now to do the same for the others, here is our second one. There's a little bit of blue plastic on there, but nothing to worry about. Here are the tires. Look at that. There's that flashing. Interesting. And it's not, it wasn't melted, it's just miscut, I think. Which is very interesting. So, okay, so that is success as it is right there. So let's go on to the next part, which is the second leg. This one's proving to be a little tougher. Maybe because I've got this. No, there's nothing I can do. Okay. There you go. That's what it was. I needed to give it a little bit of there was too much slack, so I needed to tighten it up a little, give it a little bit more tension. And here we are. And as you can see, those pins, it might be really difficult to see. And I don't really have a tool that tiny, I think, but, well, you know what? I do. As you can see, maybe, just maybe, here's what we use to drill our landing gear. And so, yeah, the rivet, or the thing, has a small little indentation on the inner, but it does not go all the way through. So that's interesting. See that? Does not go all the way through. So that's very interesting. Okay, so that's 3 down, 1 to go. Last one to go, guys. So maybe this one was the difficult one, but there we go. And yeah, this is very difficult to get on camera, of course, but rest your hand. Now, another thing I forgot to tell you guys, which is, it isn't really written on, oh, actually it is, sorry. So one of the things is that this pin punch is actually a 2mm, okay? This is a 2mm punch, okay? So I apologize for that. Should have told you that from the start. This is a 2mm safety pin punch, okay? So that's what it is, 2mm. So once again, let's get back in there. Let's rest our paw, or our hand, on the leg. Grab onto the pin punch real tough, and with your left hand, tap away slowly, patiently, and success will follow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We got all the wheels out. Here we are, the 2 pieces of Optimus Prime's foot. So now we can wash, we can polish. Look at all that grime and dirt in there. So, and nothing was broken. There's a little bit of a stressing there, but it's on the inside, so that's kind of strange. Something happened. But then again, this was never my complete worry. My worry is still these legs. That's going to be the real challenge. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the next section of this video, where we are going to be working with this, and we're going to be looking at what we're going to do. So give us a second, we'll be right back. All right, guys, now before we get started on those feet, we'll put these leg pieces away. Put those 4 tires in there, and those 4 little pins that we're going to have to clean later on. And so now we have this set. So these are the leg pieces. Those are done. And now we can focus on this. And so one of the things was, yeah, I may have to buy some stickers. I hope somebody ships to Japan, but there we go. That WD-40 did good job, but putting them back on will be a test. So we'll put those off to the side. Here we go with this one, of course. That one peeled off part of the paint. Oh well. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with our feet. So in that essence, we might as well work with the chest piece as well, simply because it is made of metal, of course. So now let's put our Optimus Prime feet over here for a quick second. Let's get started with this. And one of the main things about this one is really easy. Sometimes, not always, you have to be very careful, but sometimes you can just unclip it. Simple as that. Sometimes you'll have to wiggle it around, work it around. And so here is our glass piece. There it is. It's in good shape. There's a little flashing there, no problem. Maybe it's not flashing, actually. Maybe that is a, yeah, that could be a clip to hold on to the, yeah, you know what? Sorry, guys, that's not flashing. Okay, that is the inner clip to hold on to the windows. So once again, pop it out. Sometimes, if you can't, just wiggle it little by little, take your sweet time. Don't be in a hurry, just wiggle it and pop it out. Okay, so that has to go somewhere special. Put it up here for now. Now we have to add a little bit of now one of the things about this that's kind of funny is I'm not worried about this sticker section at all, simply because in Japan at the dollar shop, believe it or not, they sell $1 aluminum tape. That's right. And so, and I'm not trying to save it. This is not going to be saved. No way, no how. But, there we go. Look at that. If you had peeled it off, the paint would have just came off. Look at that. There you go. All right. And so there goes those stickers. Thank you for your service. And now we come to this piece, these three metal pieces of Optimus Prime. Of course, we have our jar, and now we have our famous Hagashi paint remover. So we have our paint remover here. But before I apply it, I want to just clean up a bit. All right, so we cleaned up our area a little bit. So let's get to it. Let's get started. Let's open our jar here. This is our paint remover. And here we go. And there we go. Then we will put them out in the sun and let them do their work, which is to remove that paint. All right, guys, that does it for part 2. Thank you for watching. Today we successfully removed the pins and the wheels from the rear of the legs of Optimus Prime, and we have disassembled the rest of the legs, and we have put these in paint remover, and we will see what happens later. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for watching. God bless you always in Jesus Christ's name, no matter what. Take care of yourselves and each other, of course. I will see you on the next episode of the 5 Hour Show. Take care. God bless you.